1 Corinthians. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but in all of them and in every one, it is the same God at work. Now to each one, the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. To one there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom, to another a message of knowledge by the means of the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by that one Spirit, to another miraculous powers, to another prophecy, to another distinguishing between spirits, to another speaking in different kinds of tongues, and to still another the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and he distributes them to each one just as he has determined. Just as the body, though one, has many parts, but all its many parts form one body, so it is with Christ. For we were all baptized by one Spirit so as to form the one body, whether Jews or Gentiles, slave or free, and we were all given the one Spirit to drink. Even so, the body is not made up of one part, but of many. Now if the foot should say, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being part of the body. And if the ear should say, because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the sense of hearing be? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? But in fact, God has placed the parts in the body, every one of them, just as he wanted them to be. If they all were one part, where would the body be? As it is, there are many parts, but one body. The eye cannot say to the hand, I don't need you. And the head cannot say to the feet, I don't need you. On the contrary, those parts of the body that seem to be weaker are indispensable. And the parts that we think are less honorable, we treat with special honor. And the parts that are unpresentable are treated with special modesty, while our presentable parts need no special treatment. But God has put the body together, giving greater honor to the parts that lacked it, so that there should be no division in the body, but that its parts should have equal concern for each other. If one part suffers, every part suffers with it. One part is honored, every part rejoices with it. Now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. There once was a missionary community in Corinth who was struggling to put into practice their baptismal self-understanding. They struggled with various issues, and so in response to some of their struggles, the Apostle Paul tells the people about the many spiritual gifts. Paul wants the people to understand that there are a variety of gifts, and that the gifts are given by the one and the same Spirit. Paul then continues and talks about the body of Christ. He talks about how there are many members, yet one body. Paul explains that the individual members of the community have their proper function, and that those functions are not the same. Today, it's also true that there is one body with many members. Through our baptism in the Spirit, we make up the body of Christ. Not just Salem Grace United and not just Zion Lutheran Church, but together we make up the body of Christ. Today, the body of Christ also needs people with many diverse gifts. We may think that we don't have anything to offer, or that we simply have no gifts, or maybe we struggle to put into practice our baptismal self-understanding. But thanks be to God, we have all been given different gifts according to the grace given to us. All of us are different, and sometimes differences can divide in different communities, but we are called to use our gifts, all of our varied gifts, together as the body of Christ. Once again, we're going to take a few moments to share with those around you the following questions, okay? As a member of the body of Christ, what gifts do you bring? As a member of the body of Christ, what gifts do you bring? And you all, at the beginning of the service, should have got a little person. Everybody got their little person? I don't have mine. A little cutout, a little person here. So everybody has their little person. Now is the time to get that out. And there should be pencils. Whoa. Hello. Pencils in the pew in front of you. So take out your person, and on your person, I would like you to write what gift it is that you bring. What gift, what special talents and abilities and gifts, what has God gifted you with? What do you bring? So on your person, write a gift that you bring. And then also another question for discussion is, how can you use those gifts today and in your daily life. So what is the gift, and write it on the person, and then how can you use those gifts today, maybe as our day of service, and also in your daily life.